Gel block overview of the 180 grain 30 caliber Swift Sirocco 2 shot out of a 300 PRC. Go check these guys out at submoashooting.com. Get little sample packs. Maybe save yourself some money in load development. My low velocity load was between 15 and 1600 feet per second. It did come down and hit my table and rip some petals off of it, hitting the wood. And it still had a retained weight of 174.4. So these particular bullets have a hollow pocket in there for that copper section to open up quicker at lower velocities, still doing extensive wounds without over grenading. It's just a thin hollow point. Really helps that open up quicker at lower velocities. Seems to do a pretty decent job overall. Still creating permanent wound cavities, but then to actually get down into the lead and get that lead portion to continue opening, you got to get up around 1800 feet plus per second. My high velocity load and its retained weight was 147.8, and that is a beautiful mushroom. That one hit the gel at 3,170 some feet per second. I don't remember exact. But overall, great performing bullets. We'll look at this low velocity side here first. I did end up shooting twice because my first one I hit high, came and went up out the top of my gel block. So my second one came through here, down through, and rested about right there in the bottom of that gel block. So on the low velocity load, your bullet's starting to open up at about the 1 5/8, carrying good permanent wound cavity to just past the 11-inch mark, tapering down, pin lining with, because of the extra damage from the high velocity load, I can't tell for sure, but you're over 22 inches of penetration. And then on that high velocity load, well, let me come back to this low velocity. That good portion of that permanent wound cavity, the largest portion is 2 1/8, and that carries in a pretty good section there. On that high velocity load, you have that bullet opening up almost immediately. Where you really hit that large portion of the permanent wound cavity is, well, we're going to call it 1 3/8, and then that massive portion carries to just past the 12-inch mark, tapering down, pin lining to where that bolt was resting with 23 1/4 inches of total penetration. We do have tears on almost all, well, no, it came through there too. So you're just over, those blocks are 5 1/4 by 6. So overall, good performing bullet. I don't know how well this is showing up as my gel gets darker. Hopefully that's all showing pretty good for you guys. I think I'm going to go ahead and kill that backlight and chop on these blocks a little bit just to show more, getting that heavier portion of that permanent wound cavity there. And show you have multiple wings of tears, showing that that bullet actually opened up. When you just have kind of the two, that's where a bullet tumbled. You'll have at least 3 big ones, if not more, when that bullet actually mushrooms and does damage and doesn't just tumble. But I think overall, can't complain with that performance of that lower velocity bullet in there. There's the other one beard up. Definitely good permanent wound cavity in that aspect. Then, because I'm cutting these up, why not back on this guy a little bit. I'm going to come just off of where that heaviest portion is, because the way this is wanting to fall apart. But you get that good gnarly tearing in multiple different directions. If you want to see kind of inside what these did, it tore the crap out of them. So not considering it hit the gel at almost 3,200 feet per second, that's phenomenal how well that bullet held together. I expect that out of any good hunting bullet, to be able to impact at over 3,000 feet per second and still penetrate all the way through at least one 15-inch block. Elsewise, I just personally don't really consider it a good hunting bullet because they grenade too much. But these can definitely handle that high velocity without being overly destructive, and yet clear down to just under 1,600 feet per second, you can still trust them. Overall, good performing bullet. Really cannot complain with that at all.